Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, a new look for law enforcement. How Bakersfield police are trying to keep officers healthy and on the force during this pandemic.
Pregnant in a pandemic. As hospital policies change and women find out they can't have who they want in the delivery room, some are choosing a different route, home birth.
A local man finds his own way to help those most vulnerable in this time of crisis, founding Relief Shoppers. We'll tell you what they do on this Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen, bringing you the news live from here in my home while Alex holds down the fort in studio.
Again, we're practicing social distancing and reiterating the importance of it because so many people, of course, I think are still practicing this and understanding why it is so essential for us to flatten the curve. At 5:03, we begin with the death of an infant. The sheriff's office is calling it suspicious. Deputies responded to a baby not breathing at a home on Rosedale Highway between Old Farm Road and Lone Oak Drive last night. That's just down the street from Rosedale Middle School. Deputies and paramedics started CPR, but it was too late. Homicide detectives are investigating and call it a suspicious death. Now to an urgent alert for a woman who's been missing for 2 months. This is a picture of Rita Madera. The 61-year-old was last seen on February 6th. She was reported missing 20 days later. Madera is 5'2", weighs about 170 pounds, and has black hair and brown eyes. KCSO says she is considered very high risk due to multiple uncontrolled medical conditions, adding she is unable to care for herself. If you have any information, call KCSO at 861-3110.
5:03 now. The number of COVID-19 cases in Kern County continues to climb. Let's take a look at the latest numbers released late yesterday by Kern County Public Health. 252 people have now tested positive for COVID-19. That's including 6 non-residents. Nearly 3,000 people have tested negative, and almost 1,900 tests are still pending. 2 residents have died. More than 5,000 tests have been conducted in Kern County. Now let's take a look at how these cases break down by age. 127, which means more than half of the positive tests are in people between the ages of 18 and 49. 4 are 17 and under, 77 are 50 to 64, and 38 age 65 and up. And here's a look at where these cases fall within the county. This map shows where the patients live, not necessarily where they caught the virus. 42 in the Valley, 107 in West Bakersfield, 83 in East Bakersfield, 8 in the mountains, and 6 in the desert. And if you have certain underlying health conditions, you may be more at risk of getting complications from COVID-19. The CDC says this includes people who have heart disease, lung disease, and diabetes. 17's Amber Frias spoke to doctors about what this means for residents in Kern County.
So far, the number of cases in Kern County remains low compared to those reported in other counties in the state. But Kern County has a high rate of respiratory disease. Could that paint a different picture for the number of cases reported in the coming weeks? According to medical experts, COVID-19 patients with certain underlying conditions are more likely to end up in the ICU.
Those individuals that have COPD and asthma are definitely at increased risk for adverse consequences of getting coronavirus.
These patients should be taking extra precautions.
They should definitely be at home at all times and not out in public and have other people do their shopping and so forth.
According to the California Department of Public Health, Kern County has the second highest percentage of asthma prevalence in the state. Numbers also show chronic lower respiratory disease known as COPD to be common in our county. So are Kern County residents the most vulnerable in the state?
The majority of people in the valley are not at increased risk as compared to people in other places that are heavily impacted, meaning that the virus is sort of an equal opportunity infection, and the outcomes are probably largely determined by differences in immune function.
In fact, Dr. Johnson says the number of cases reported in our county compared to others in the state may show an advantage.
Since the virus is arriving here a little later than places like Seattle and New York and Detroit and New Orleans, that maybe if we've practiced the social distancing well, we'll have a flatter curve. I do think this is going to end up being a bad week and maybe a bad month. But hopefully we don't get to a place that looks like New York.
His recommendations:
stay home, stay more than 6 feet apart, consider wearing a mask when you're out in public, and wash your hands.
While Dr. Johnson recommends those with COPD and asthma take extra precautions, he says that those who had valley fever and are now recovered should simply follow the guidelines given to the general public. From Southwest Bakersfield, Amber Frias, 17 News.
And several clinics and urgent care facilities are now testing for the coronavirus. Accelerated Urgent Care on Coffee in Stockdale is one. All locations for Omni Health and Priority Urgent Care will also test for the virus. Meantime, Clinica Sierra Vista is offering free testing, and local hospitals are testing as well. But plus, Clinica Sierra Vista and Dignity Health offer telehealth services, so you can get a checkup from your home and find out if you need a test. And just a reminder, here are the symptoms of coronavirus. It includes fever, dry cough, shortness of breath, and fatigue. Although the flu season is over, according to health officials, keep in mind that it could still be going around, so you'll also experience a fever, cough, or runny nose, but body aches will be very common with the flu. Allergies are going around as well, which means that you could see itchy eyes, congestion, and a runny nose, as well as sneezing and coughing, and you may be tempted to rub your eyes, but don't do it. That's how the virus spreads. You can find all of our coverage on the pandemic in one spot on our website, kget.com. Just search for coronavirus.
The time now is 5:08, and starting today, Bakersfield police officers have the option of wearing cloth face coverings while they're on duty. The Bakersfield Police Department says officers are also equipped with N95 masks, gloves, and eye protection. However, the department says it's important to preserve the supply of those critical items and only use those when appropriate. BPD says it wants to ensure its officers and staff remain healthy and help keep others safe as well. Local first responders are invited to a free lunch this weekend. The event is called Feed the First. It's happening this Saturday, April 11th. The owners of the Well Bar and First Amendment Tattoo say they plan to serve 1,000 hamburger lunches to first responders. Just show up at the Well Bar, 7401 White Lane on Saturday. Starting at noon, you'll be able to pick up your meal curbside. Meantime, a national pizza chain is planning a huge delivery to support those who are working on the front lines of the COVID-19 crisis. Little Caesars says it plans to donate and deliver 1 million pizzas around the country in the upcoming weeks. The pizzas will be given to hospitals, police departments, and fire departments starting tomorrow. Then starting next Monday, April 13th, if you order a pizza using the Little Caesars app or by going online, you have the option to pay it forward. In other words, you can donate a pizza to the hospital of your choice.
I like that, pay it forward. Well, a local boy was eager to celebrate his 10th birthday, but his plans were nearly ruined due to the coronavirus. But thanks to local law enforcement, he received a celebration he will not forget. Little Drew Errett from Northwest Bakersfield received a birthday surprise from CHP. Bakersfield, California Highway Patrol officers helped lift this 10-year-old boy's spirits. I think that's pretty neat to see, and I'm sure he will never forget that. The Kern Community Foundation is teaming up with an organization to provide meals to local emergency room staff prepared by local restaurants. Food for the Frontline is preparing to purchase food and materials to be given directly to Kern County frontline medical staff. Each meal will cost $20. If you would like to donate to the organization, or if you represent a local restaurant that would like to participate, visit our website, kget.com.
Welcome back. It's now 5:20. KGET is teaming up with Adventist Health Bakersfield to highlight some of the many inspiring stories here in Kern County. Lives are transformed every day by people in our community who care, taking action to better the lives of others. And today we highlight a local man donating his time to support some of the most vulnerable during this pandemic. 17's Taylor Schaub is joining us live from Southwest Bakersfield this morning with that story. Taylor?
Like many of the unsung heroes fighting through this harrowing period, Ulysses Ball feels a certain duty to serve those most vulnerable to the virus.
To be able to make a difference like this and potentially save lives in this case is just something I've always wanted to do.
Growing up, Ball always had an affinity for the elderly.
The older population has always had a big place in my heart.
Maybe it came from his mother.
My mom actually founded a care home facility for the elderly.
So he started Relief Shoppers, a volunteer organization that offers free delivery of groceries to the elderly and those who may have their health compromised.
Your groceries have been delivered.
Similar to the popular paid service Instacart, participants can sign up and place their orders online.
We tried to make the process as simple as possible. Everything's outlined on the website.
But of course, everybody wants to know, are they practicing proper safety techniques? Well, that's where friend and graduating medical student Tyler Carcamo comes in.
I personally review them, and everything that he's doing and is instructing the volunteers to do are up to date with the protocol of the CDC.
The pair, along with 6 other volunteers, hope these trips keep seniors safe from the uncertainties of these times.
You could tell this is a service that people are really passionate about, are really interested in helping out. And that's already a big statement to how great our community is.
Now, Maddie, if you or a loved one is interested in using this service, you can go to kget.com and click on the hot link icon. In Southwest Bakersfield, Taylor Schaub, 17 News.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back here at 5:26. Since Kern County Public Health started cracking down on businesses they deemed non-essential, which refused to close, one local gym refused to shut down. And 17's Karen Waugh spoke with the owner, who thinks it's unfair.
To date, Kern County Public Health has received over 300 complaints and has responded to over 150 complaints of local businesses that remain open despite the governor's order.
First, it was a notice from public health. Then it was social pressure, complaints from the community.
I pretty much made a commitment that I would hold my ground and not close until such a time that the police actually got involved.
But when Strength and Health gyms still refused to close, it came down to police enforcement.
They would not leave until I vacated the premises.
On Friday morning, Bakersfield police came in the back door telling everyone to get out. The gym's owner, Mark Pacheco, received several misdemeanor charges.
It's unfortunate now that I've been criminalized as a result of this.
He believes all of this is unfair. On Facebook, he calls coronavirus a hoax and compares public health measures to Nazi Germany's.
This is so in vogue right now. Regardless of all the science and all the research and all the facts and the verifications and all that, I think at the end of the day, that very, very little is known about this.
In the meantime, Pacheco says he'll put membership payments on hold, but he's not sorry.
This is a private place. The people that are here are like-minded people who took it upon their own volition to come here and utilize the facility.
But his gym that pledges strength and health is now shut down for violating health and safety.
It's not about how much I care or don't care. It's about what my belief system is, what my position is on this. And I happen to have made the decision that I don't put as much credence into it as a lot of people do.
If you want to report a non-compliant business, you can visit kernpublichealth.com. In Bakersfield, Karen Waugh, 17 News.
And that was 17's Karen Waugh reporting. Coming up in our next half hour, I talked to some local pregnant women about what it's like to be expecting during a pandemic.